like to eat.
It's time for the second course, hour number 2 of The Modern Eater.
What are you hungry for?
Here's to a meal we're all here for.
Delicious and tasty.
Now we're getting to the good stuff.
With your hosts, Greg Hollenbeck, Jay Parker, and Brian Freeman.
Wow. Really involved watching the Little Rich corner.
Well, that's where the action was.
That really was, and then just transferred all of a sudden to the show.
Hey.
It's great. I love these two guys, by the way. Happy holidays. We missed each other the whole holidays.
Yeah, we were very busy opening
Yeah.
up a second location, so we didn't get the chance to be here.
We love you, though.
Yeah, we love you too, man.
If there's one thing that the Modern Eater and Bruz Beers have some history.
Absolutely. From the beginning.
Yeah.
So.
It truly is. All right, so, guys, we'll do a reset here real quick. Charlie Gottenkieny and Jake Conover. How are you guys? Bruz Beers, just beginning, yes, but flourishing right now. A lot going on with Bruz Beers, and we're going to spend some time with you in the next couple of hours. Charlie, when we think of beer and somebody who's going to educate, you're my beer educator. And I think part of the reason is I just love to hear your voice. So we're gonna have you do a lot of talking in the next couple of segments.
Well, I'd be glad to do that.
And what's cool, it's not just a voice that's empty behind it. There's a lot of knowledge. So buckle up, relax, and also watch us. TheModernEater.com. You can see the streaming now. Kitchen's coming quite a ways, huh, guys?
The kitchen is awesome. I haven't been in probably a month and a half, and wow.
Well, you missed it, and now it's a new format, the way
Absolutely.
it's set up.
I love it.
Yep.
Charlie's got a background in broadcasting, and it's kind of special to you to do broadcasts and talk on the radio, those types of things. But the way that it's set up right now, it's kind of a cool show atmosphere.
Oh, it definitely is. I walked in and saw Jay sitting with all the computers and screens around him, lots of buttons, 4 remotes.
The Wizard of Oz.
He is the guy behind the curtain.
I told Charlie, I said, listen, man, don't let any of this fool you. You know, the only way I said, I'm terrible at it. I go, Greg's not real good, but everything I know came from Greg. I go, so when people walk in, they want to ask me questions about stuff, and I'm like, listen, man, unless I've already know how to do it, I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, Google it. I mean, that's
right.
Everything in the world. But Googling, you can't do good beer, can you? Just Google it and then make a good recipe. You've been doing beer for how long, Charlie?
Oh, over 30 years.
30 years. Your love for beer. Where did it start?
I love it. Well, I used to be like a Miller Lite drinker, and then I went on a business trip to Belgium. And I'm reading, the airline magazine, American Airlines does a destination feature. And the destination for that flight was Brussels. And so they had a big article about Belgian beer, and I'm reading this, and it's like, whoa, this sounds pretty interesting. I'll have to try a couple of those while I'm over there. Well, it turns out my hotel has a beer bar right in the middle of the lobby, so I didn't try a couple.
What's a beer bar like there?
It was a little round brass and wood bar, and he had all sorts of beers, mostly in bottles. And
so like we would know a brewery right now, today, a craft brewery?
No, it would be more like
monasteries.
Yeah, it's almost like so imagine this elaborate lobby, and in the middle of it is this brass and wood bar that's circular, and, people would sit around it and stuff.
Sounds great.
Well, and it was a beautiful old pulls,
it was gorgeous.
Yes.
So
yeah.
you knew
a lot
you
of
weren't
old caps and things like that.
You knew you weren't going to get your Miller Lite.
Oh, I was praying I wasn't going to get Miller Lite. But anyway, in Belgium, they mostly drink beer out of bottles. So I went in Belgium to the Delirium Cafe, where they have Guinness Book of World Records, 3,500 beers. You know how many they had on tap? 12.
Really?
12. The rest of them were in bottles. So that's typically how they do it. They condition the beer in the bottles, which naturally carbonates them, gives them a very high quality of carbonation, very easy drinking, softer than forced CO2 carbonation, and it's amazing. So.
Well, and Charlie, don't they drink it at a warmer temperature than we drink it? I mean, aren't we known for like this, I'm going to get the beer as cold as possible?
Well,
and that's not really it over there, is it?
If you really want to hide the flaws in beer, turn those mountains blue. But cold hides a lot of things. So the better beers are usually served anywhere between 45 and 55. These are the strong beers, the really expensive ones that are the pride of the Belgians.
Helps the aromatics come out. Really helps the fruit shine in them.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's interesting because with fruit, a lot of times people don't realize you want to take things like strawberries out and warm them up, peaches, take them out of the refrigerator for a little while and eat them when they're warm.
Same concept. Exactly the same concept. You know, if you have the strawberries ice cold, you're not going to get as much flavor as if they're, closer to room temperature.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Jake, here we go.
Here we go.
Talk about you, man. I mean, where'd you begin to love beer?
So I was a chef for a long time, and I was really tired of working 16-hour days, 6 days a week. So I got it. Sorry, I shouldn't say that in front of the chefs here. But,
they might relate.
I know. I'm very personable, so I just kind of started bartending, and I worked at the Ale House in Amados for about 3.5 years, and I got my first level Cicerone through them. Bruz, I actually opened up in the neighborhood that I live in, so I became good friends with Charlie and with Ryan.
You stole him away.
Yeah.
Did you really?
And then Ryan lived in Lodi, so he would come into the ale house and see me there. And finally one day he called me up. It's like, hey, man, I want you to come sell my beer. And I was like, let's do that. I'm going to do that from now on. So I've been with the company now for almost 2 years, and I'm...
Seems like we've known each other for way longer.
I know,
than
right?
2 years.
Totally.
Like 2 years.
Hey, Jake,
I used to see Jake all the time because I went to the ale house a lot.
Yeah.
He'd always be there, and
Always there.
So yeah, when Ryan said, I'm thinking of talking to Jake, and please do.
Yeah.
And it just it worked well. But you're kind of a front of the house guy. You're a drinker. I mean, a Cicerone. I mean, you like to partake in the beer.
Absolutely.
So not really a brewer style.
No, I
right?
don't do too much of the brewing. My brother and I, we would home brew a little bit when he lived here. We grew up in Southeast Aurora. I'm a Colorado native, and he's since moved to Georgia and took all of our brew equipment with him. So I haven't done a whole lot of brewing, but I mean, when we have a 15-barrel system at our brew house, I'm really not needing to do any of the brewing. We've got some really good, knowledgeable people under our belts.
So and you guys just got a new brewery.
We did.
Well,
We upgraded last year.
Yeah.
When we knew we were going to move into what's now the Colfax in York location, we had a 4-barrel brew house, which is tiny and very labor intensive, and we said, okay, we got to have a bigger brewery. So we went out into the market and found a really nice 15-barrel system, which allows us to brew enough for both locations.
Okay,
Yeah,
hang on where the location is. We're going to kind of do the reveal of it, but the original in Midtown. What's the address there, guys?
67th and Pecos.
That's the OG. That's the one.
1675 Pecos.
And you're doing well there.
Very well.
Which is
yeah.
great. The neighborhood, it took to the neighborhood. I always say, if the neighborhood's going to accept you, they're going to be patrons of your brewery. You're going to do okay.
The day we got our certificate of occupancy, we were saying, okay, we're going to open tomorrow. And then it was like, nah, we're going to open today. We put it out on Facebook, and we had 150 people in the tap room by 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
And
unbelievable.
The neighborhood had been waiting, for us to open. They were, anticipating after many months of construction. And
what a luxury. A lot of breweries would say, oh, my goodness, I wish that we had.
And I think at that point in time, it was probably only about maybe 300-400 houses that were in the neighborhood, and now there's over 1,000. So it's really grown around us.
We signed the lease. There was about 50.
Yeah. Wow.
50 houses.
And now how many?
Over 1,000.
Over 1,000.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And they're still building.
But your patio is one that I can't wait for summers to go on your
dogs
patio.
Allowed.
Yeah, dogs are allowed inside out, and we actually just expanded another patio on the south side, so we have a south and an east side
and a garden
patio.
to look at.
And a garden.
It's a great place, and what a rec center with a big. You guys do events and festivals, a beer festival.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, hang tight. We have a full another segment. This is so cool because we have them both here with us, Charlie Gottenkieny and Jake Conover here with us from Bruz Beers. That's the original location. They've got a new opening. We're sharing it with you. That's going to come up next right here on the Modern Eater Show on iHeartRadio.
Hoo-wee, that was a great one. Charlie's always such a great guest. Speaking of great guests, look who I've got over here. Chef Dane, after his all-star appearance on the table. Wow.
Yeah, thank you.
Wow, what you made for us was incredible.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
How do I got to tell you, if you're looking for a personal chef, whether it's a party or whatever it is, call this guy. You're going to be really, really happy. Dane, how do they jump in the pool?
Yeah, so obviously find us on our website, chefdaneskitchen.com, or Instagram at Chef Dane's Kitchen. We post all of different events that we're doing. I didn't really mention this, but we're doing pop-up dinners. We find different venues in Denver that, like art galleries, places that don't have a food and beverage program, and we set up tables and we do like 5-6 course dinners.
Wow.
Yeah, so we do that. We're going to start doing that next month, and so we'll be posting about that, ticket prices, and where you can buy tickets.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Do yourself a favor. Seriously. Get in touch with this guy. Know what's available for you. Give us that website one more time.
So it's www.chefdaneskitchen.com.
chefdaneskitchen.com.
Yep.
That's awesome. Hey, we're going to be back. We've got words from Encore Energy, Rocker Spirits, and our friends at Aspen Baking. We'll be back.
Saving money is making money. Your savings is just a phone call away. Call Brian Rizzuto now, 720-245-5771. 720-245-5771. It's Encore Energy.
Rocker Spirit.
30 seconds to live read.
It's a place to hang. It's about quality. It's about taste. It's about passion. Infused with American spirit. Rocker whiskey, Rocker rum, Rocker vodka. Get ready for
15 seconds to live read.
An experience. Old Town Littleton. And if you get hungry while you're sipping on some drinks, they've got the best food truck line in town. Open Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. RockerSpirits.com. RockerSpirits.com.
Okay, back to the show in just a second, you guys, but it's your Aspen Baking Minute here, where we talk about AspenBaking.com, whether you're into hoagies, focaccias, ciabattas, baguettes, croissants, bear claws, lobster rolls, pound cakes, coffee cakes, or just a nice dinner loaf of bread. AspenBaking.com is where you want to go. You'll go there, but you won't find any preservatives or artificial colorings or chemicals. They don't do that kind of stuff.
I'm so glad.
So am I. They stick to the good stuff, which is butter, sugar, and gluten. You know, if you're not into gluten, you're not into gluten.
Pronounce it.
Hey, but Jay, I like to stay at the office all day and work hard. What can they do for me?
Well, they can cater your hard-working employees and yourselves, and in that catering, you'll get some nice, delicious Rome sausage, too. So we'll do the website. We'll get back to the show with Bruz Beers and Jake and Charlie. It's AspenBaking.com.
Yo, what's up? This is Justin Brunson, Ultra Meat and Cheese in Denver Central Market. I'm a meat guy. And you're listening to the Modern Eater Show on iHeartRadio.
The guy for you, Justin Brunson.
Love him.
Boy, he's trying. Yeah, he works hard.
Man, he does.
And he combined Masterpiece Delicatessen. They shut it down over there on Central.
Oh, did they really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, but you know what? The guy, he wanted to save all these families' jobs and people he worked with forever. So he brought it into Old Major, and they're doing Masterpiece out of Old Major.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Throughout the week, yeah. So they used to go. Old Major would go Wednesday through Sunday. They'd shut it down for a couple of days. Now they're going throughout the week and doing some lunch.
Well,
too.
I worked right across the street at the ale house, so I used to go over there and get their white truffle egg salad sandwich. Oh my!
Yeah, isn't that good?
We're kind of all in this together. Did you guys know? So Chef Christopher Moore, he's here from Degree Metropolitan Food and Drink. He's like, I got to talk to these guys from Bruz. We want to do a tap takeover.
Yeah, we've kind of been talking about that a little bit. Yeah.
Speaking of tap takeovers, you got a permanent one going on Colfax. Congratulations, you guys.
Thank you.
Permanent tap takeover.
Yes, and the new location. Tell us where it is now.
What does that look like?
So it's Colfax, New York, on the southwest corner. It's right behind Hot Mamas, which is a ladies' workout studio. Yep. It's a really unique, cool tap room that from the outside you wouldn't realize is as big as it is. Everybody who comes in is like, oh my God, it's beautiful. It's super warm and inviting.
The patio's going to be popping.
Patio's going to be amazing. It's going to be the best patio in Colfax.
I think so, but can't you start using it now?
We get some people going out there.
Nice days in the winter,
Damn cigarette smokers.
Well,
you can't smoke out there. No, probably not. No.
I had one of my regulars and his wife come the other day. They got beers from us. They got sandwiches from Bumble Tea, and they sat outside. It was really cold. I was surprised they were outside, but they had their doodles with them. So.
Oh, side note, neither here nor there, but I just want to give myself a pat on the back. What's the date today? 18th?
Yeah.
18 days of nicotine-free. These cigarettes are nicotine.
Good work. Keep it up.
Yeah, no doubt. So
congratulations.
No, I know. And you motivated me, Brian. You said I wouldn't be able to do it. I'm going to quit smoking. Yeah, he said I couldn't do it. So there you go.
Always a little positive reinforcement from my boy.
truly, this location is one that you have to see. And I'd say it's a destination spot, but it's not. It's so centrally located. You're right on top of it. You're in the city, and I'm telling you, when you look around town like right now, Rhino's kind of getting a little dried up. Larimer's a trip. Little Rich and I were driving down Larimer, and right by Biker Gyms, it was like the rest of these places were closed down on Larimer, and they're trying to get their footing and see where they're at. And the shift in town, guess where it's going, man? Colfax, that corridor.
It really is
really looking good right now.
They've done a great job with redeveloping that area, and our landlord is one of the key people, that's really pushing the redevelopment and
he's got
upgrading
the tattered
of all
cover
that.
building.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because I think that's one of the problems that we're starting to see in Denver is rents. And it's becoming so expensive. Like, I would always ask Justin, how can he keep a sandwich joint in that, in that spot? You're only open for, a little lunch, late lunch kind of thing.
Which one? The one
his masterpiece, yeah.
Well, I mean, it's like Denver is constantly under construction. The city can take you out of business by doing construction right in front of your place. I think that had a lot to do with Masterpiece right there. And we're seeing another Chef Aaron is with Northside. They're going to open that up there. Colfax right now, I'm so excited for it because it's conducive to, first of all, the historical preservation of that area, and what you guys are going to be able to do with a sign is going to be so cool. When you look at, so you know what Pete's Kitchen looks like, and they just turned it back on to where you can actually go in motion with stuff. I don't know if you guys are looking into this or not, but I hope you have an in motion sign for Bruz Beers.
It's being bid out right now for development, and that's the idea. Is it's going to point down to our door.
I'll sit there all night long with a glow stick.
It's got an arrow that points in. And
I mean, I hope that people that are landing from out of town can see it. And they know from their plane they can see where Bruz Beers is.
But not only that, there's so much historic value on that in that Colfax corridor with Pete's Kitchen, the satire, even the signs that I can't wait to, because I know Bruz
building. It was built in the 1930s,
and you can't change. It's going to be independent businesses. You're not going to have these huge stores, or they're not going to take over a block or build up. It's always going to remain that way, and I can't wait 50 years from now seeing that same Bruz Beer sign for another generation of folks, because Bruz Beer should be on Colfax for many, many years.
I think so. Yeah, I can't wait.
It's a great play. You guys, longest, you know what Colfax is, right? Before I say it?
The longest street in the U.S.?
Longest main street in the U.S. That's exactly what it is. Colfax is one of Greg's. Greg used to... Colfax was a hunt for him for a long time because there's good food down there, great bars.
I went to East High School.
Yep. Oh, did you really?
Yeah,
Wow.
I mean, that was.
Which is isn't that right across the street?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, you ate at that little Greek. You had to have eggs and hash browns at that little Greek place right there. With your
Euro place. That's where I
used to go.
Euros.
Yeah, Euro place.
They just boarded up.
That's called Zorba's.
No, Zorba's was
Wait, which one? That's where I ate breakfast.
Okay. That used to be a shop, actually, on Colfax there back in the day. There, my friend Zorba's.
No, you got me second thinking myself.
What kind of shop was it?
Zorba's is on 12 now.
Okay.
It's on 12.
There's a Zorba's.
Some kind of wires got crossed. Maybe I said some kind of secret thing that he's just. I don't know what that is. Is that your safe word at home?
That's funny. That's funny.
I don't know what happened there. Bruz Beers, you guys have a lot going on coming into the spring. Are you actually going to go on that Belgian beer tour again?
We are in October, so October
Next
3rd
year?
through the 13th
of
this year. And, it's limited, but we've started taking sign-ups for it. It's going to have 25 seats. We're going around to all the Trappist breweries, as well as Rodenbach and Verhaeghe, where they make the Duchess de Bourgogne, and we're going to go to some of the Lambic breweries, and so it's going to be a blast. It's going to be a blast.
That sounds so fun.
What's the story that you came out from last time?
Okay, so story from last time, there's a brewery called Dodalla over there, Dedolle. And it's kind of a weird brewery. The brewmaster does the art, and the art is this kind of yellow bird-looking kind of guy that, epitomizes the brewery. But anyway, we go in there, and I've had the beers before, and they're some of the best beers in Belgium. They're absolutely fantastic, so I can't wait to see where they're made. They're made on, 1925 vintage equipment that looks like barn junk. I looked at their mash vessel, and it was all rusty and things like that. And I didn't even know what the kettle looked like because it had so much foam spray around it and stuff, and you just dump stuff in the hole in the top and all. And then they have open fermentation. They won't even let you in that area. But, very primitive conditions and equipment and stuff, they turn out amazing beer. Some of the best in the country.
You must have been reading my mind because you gave me a lead-in for that. My question is what do they do over there that we would never allow to do in the brewing process here in the United States? Because I know that, with cheese in particular, we could never make cheese like some of the French make their cheese. What are they doing with their beer that's that different?
Well, some of the same types of things they do with cheese. So this is a farm. If you go out the back patio, there's a big field of whatever crop is planted there in that particular year. Mm-hmm. The whole area is a farmland area. So what you've got is a lot of microorganisms in the air. And in this old equipment, some of that gets in there. And it's wild yeasts and beneficial bacteria and stuff. So even though they use a yeast culture to, keep the beer going, you get all sorts of stuff that filters into it. And like cheese, it makes for interesting flavors.
Don't you just want an hour of that?
I know.
I mean, seriously, I just want an hour of that. We'll stop any KHOW programming beyond 8 o'clock. We're going to just kill it for 2 hours. It's going to be Charlie Gottenkieny and Jake Conover, and they're going to talk about
microorganisms.
That would be fantastic. I would love it. You guys are great. Beer's coming out right now from you guys. What are you excited about?
Oh, man, we have a dark cherry quadruple coming up that I'm really excited about.
Yeah, that's going to be really nice when that's released. We have a new golden strong ale called Hallucination.
Yeah, a little spicy. I get a lot of banana and cherry flavors
spicy,
from that.
A little bit sweet, sweeter than some of the other ones out there.
We did a really unique collaboration with Inland Island and Fermented Foods. We made the same beer and split it between two different yeast strains. One is a yeast strain from Fermented Foods called Good Bugs, and then the other one is a Kveik yeast, which is a Norwegian
farmhouse yeast. And so you can order them. You'll be able to order them together starting next Friday.
Yep.
And you can compare them. So identical beer.
Wow.
Two different yeasts and quite a bit of difference between the two.
We're doing a party on Friday at Colfax, Double Fist Friday, where you get two at a time, try them side by side. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Nice. That's coming next Friday.
Yeah,
that is awesome.
Yeah.
What are the two that you've poured for us tonight?
We have the Onyx Stout, which is a 7.9% Belgian stout, really robust, chocolatey kind of stout. And then we also have a Session Pale Ale, which we brewed that in collaboration with DC Pie, which is a neighbor right across the street at Colfax in New York.
Amazing food, amazing pizza, and the best wings you'll have.
Well, you guys are settling in. You're getting some partners there.
We're making friends.
I see pizzas coming over there and beer going over there. And just
most
back and
So
forth.
we have a bunch of barrel-aged stuff coming out in the next few months. We have some tequila barrel-aged beers.
Where'd you get your barrels?
From different places. So we got a bunch from Breckenridge, and so we've got Breckenridge bourbon barrels and then also port barrels, which were used to finish Breckenridge whiskey. And those are bigger barrels, and they've got the port wine.
I thought you said you had tequila barrels.
We also have those.
Barrels.
Okay.
And then we have some that were
aren't they going to be on the show?
Red wine barrels and whiskey barrels. And
Who?
Suerte?
Suerte tequila, yes. I forget when.
Please tell me in February.
Are you
doing dry January?
I am, man.
I am so tired of hearing about dry January. Let me tell you.
It's time to,
No, I lied. It's next week. They're on next week with Chef Chris Starkus and Boss Defrost. Hey, you want to do a promo for next week?
Boss who's on next week?
Boss Defrost and Chef Chris Starkus, formerly with, what's that place called?
Urban Farmer,
sorry. Lawrence Spiewak from Suerte Tequila. Rebecca Berry from Hot Schedules is going to come back and play around with us. And then Kelly Kugler and Andrew Wassenberger from Boot Heel 7 Ranch. That's where they get their beef from that they're going to be cooking. And Nadine from Idle Wild Spirits. Andrew Moore, we all know that. From Next Stop Brew Co. They're coming back. And then maybe Chef Starkus' wife.
That's a lot.
Diana Starkus.
Guys, I can call you guys out because we're friends, but Bruz Beers got to come down here more.
You're right.
I mean, truly, you guys have helped. Look at this is the house that Bruz Beers built.
Hey man, I love coming down here. You know me during the summertime. I'm here every Saturday, but this winter we were so busy.
Right.
We just I'm sorry to neglect you, but we had to just a little bit. We're back though. We're back.
Congratulations on the growth, man.
Thank you so much.
You guys obviously are doing something right because you've got a crowd always.
Yeah. And to get ready for the new location, we brewed like maniacs in the fall. So we've got a lot of stuff. I have 9 beers waiting to get on tap up at Midtown.
Nice. Unbelievable. Midtown. Give it a plug again.
1675 West
67th Avenue.
Yeah.
And then
at the intersection of
67th and Pecos.
67th and Pecos.
Colfax.
And then 1495 York Street on
Colfax
the
in York.
southwest corner of Colfax in York.
Southwest corner.
It's right in the city, man. Across the street
I
from
know,
a
but
Chase.
I'm trying to
Oh,
think
I'm glad they put a
you-
Chase there. You remember where the Arby's was? They shut the Arby's down.
Yeah,
Then
Chase
now
Bank.
the Chase's Bank.
Okay.
We're right next
Glad to
door
see.
to the School of Traditional Chinese Medicine. ISBA Spa's down on the bottom, so if you ever go there, get beat with oak leaves in the bottom.
Gotcha. Yep.
Okay, parking.
Actually,
People want to know probably parking. Did you work out deal with Chase or anything like that?
Still working on that. I'm kind of schmoozing them up a little bit.
Cool.
We do have a large parking facility behind the School of Traditional Chinese Medicine. It's $1 for 3 hours. If you're really cranky about the $1, I'll give you $1 off your beer.
And if you're going to a brewery, and you want to actually have a good time and be responsible, man, it's an Uber. It's probably wherever you live in the city. There, it's going to cost you $6 or $7 to get there.
There's
And
tons
then-
of
Just the way to go.
Yeah, which is the.
Then you can have the
way to
strong
go.
beers.
Hey, Charlie, you're going to stick around and hang out with us with these other folks, huh?
Yeah.
Want to do that?
Sure.
Settled in?
Yeah.
Got the beer? Got the stories?
The beer, got the stories.
It's
got,
January, man. You got the storytelling shirt on. Well,
my lumberjack.
we just need a fire and Charlie and leather chairs.
I know.
And
I want
cigars.
him to read me stories every night, man.
We got
That's how I
liquor
could
in
go
the
to sleep
corner.
every night.
I know. Have you? These other guys are Belgian beer as well. Are you
Yes, they are.
familiar
And,
with that?
We know. We've known Zach for a while.
Do you share trade secrets with each other?
We don't need to.
We've collaborated, though.
Have you really?
Yeah,
we
they
did.
make great beers.
Fantastic.
And
We made a blonde and a blackberry blonde with them. They turned out
Yes.
fantastic.
Oh, speaking of collaboration, that terrifying plane ride that I took up to High Wire Hops to go get some fresh hops with what was it? Aviation?
Flightco.
Flightco. Yep.
Flightco. Did that beer turn out great?
turned out amazing.
Okay, I'm glad.
We've still got a little bit of it left. You know, the hops have faded a little bit at this point.
I
but
risked my life for it.
Yeah, well,
not really.
I'm not a big fan of tiny planes.
Oh, man, it was terrifying. Hey, Ryan Evans, if you're listening or watching, which I'm sure you probably are, we'll see you next time. Man, get in here. Thank you, Jake. There he is. Jake's back at the Colfax location. You'll see your face down there.
All the time.
All the time.
Always there.
All the time.
7 days
Putting
a week.
things together.
He works long days, 7 days a week.
That's right. We'll break off and we'll come back. Charlie's going to stick around, and we have coming up next. What do you think, Zach Nichols?
Zach Nichols, Cellar West Artisanal Ales.
That's next on the Modern Eater Show on iHeartRadio.